Hello Virgo, my sexiest of zodiac signs. How are you? Welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This week, Virgo, we are doing Faery Week, and I was told that the Oakman wanted to be the fairy coming out for everybody this week, and I thought, that seems like a little excessive. Now, and then I picked up the fairy deck. This is when I was starting to do Aquarius for the beginning of the week, and they were actually right on the bottom of the deck, so I thought, well, you know, when you're being guided, when in Rome. So it's the Oakman all week, and I'm reading the message from the book to each one of you. I guess it was a horn. I don't know what that was. Did you hear that? I was kind of a sound that was made while I was talking, so my own voice was covering up. It sounded like a horn. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, we're doing the Oakman. Oh, for the extended, there is an extended link is at the top of the description if you're drawn to it. You will get a fairy card from the deck, like another card, because I do this week for Fairy Week for extended. You get a fairy card that represents your inner child, the archetypal energy of your inner child, and tarot cards to see how your inner child is speaking to you. So that part is all the same, but it's here on YouTube. Everyone is getting the Oakman, and then we are going to pull out the tarot cards to find out what they're asking you to release, what they're asking you to embrace, hidden factors that you're unaware of, and what energy is coming towards you. So let's get started. The Oakman, number 47. There we are. The book is so used to being opened up there now. The Oakman, to you, Virgo. Strength, ancient wisdom, and depth. I had an interesting lesson from the Oakman about how we humans use fairies to mirror our own projections. The eyes of the Oakman are a warm light brown, but some people look at them and say, oh, red eyes, scary. I tried a little experiment using digital magic. I made a copy of the Oakman and gave them blue eyes. I then asked some people for their impressions of the men, and words like innocent and sweet and melancholy came back. Then I changed them to an unreal looking violet and got responses like, oh, so spiritual, so wise. Had the Oakman changed? Of course not. But what people projected onto them had. When we look at a fairy, we can simply project all of our fears and insecurities and prejudices and delusions on them. Or we can try to see them as they are. In a sense, all oracles are simply mirrors of the wisdom and confusion within the reader. But if we only look at them through our personal filters and projection, we learn very little. It is only when we actually try to see beyond ourselves that we begin to use the oracle as a mirror of the cosmos and all of its wisdom. One member of the oracle group looked at them and wrote, when I see this card, I lose all track of time. I feel deep grounding and peace, contentment. Everything is there if you just take the time to be part of it. It is a deep homecoming for me. To me, the Oakmen show the deep wisdom of age, the inner peace and strength of the elders. This is what the Oakmen are about. Can you look at them and see them as they are? Or can you only see your own projections? The universe, like the Oakmen, is full of wisdom and compassion and strength, but it doesn't always come in pretty packages. In the reading, this card depicts the strength and wisdom of age. It also reminds us that what we need to know, what is truly there to be seen, cannot be discovered by a superficial glance and hasty reaction. In a reading, the Oakmen tell us to look slowly and deeply into the heart of the matter and to see the past, the superficialities, and the surface. Consider the history of the situation in depth and learn from the past. Consult others with more experience than you have. Learn from the wisdom of the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. In this matter, it would be wise to make your decisions after more pondering and studying of the situation. Consider motivations in depth. Take action only after thorough deliberation. The Oakmen tell us that haste may be, at this moment, our worst enemy. They also suggest that we might learn a lot from trees. Consider the trees and their wisdom. Connect with a wise old one and ask for help. And a quote from the creator of this deck, Brian. Fairies speak to us in many, many ways, and we perceive their intent with our ears, our eyes, and our hearts, and our laughter too. I have a tummy itch. It's crazy. Okay, there we go. I couldn't hold off anymore. Okay, I'm going to pull out a Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck for you, to you, from the Oakman. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Sex is sex and Virgo. I'm hearing intellectual strife is of the Virgo nature. And someone who doesn't want to be sexy. Okay. Intellectual strife is of the Virgo nature. I'm sure I understand what I just said. The deer, the elk, and the wolf. What the heck? This is like a fairy tale. This is weird. What is this? Look at that. Okay, I'm trying to... The deer, the elk, and the wolf. And doesn't it look like the... So it looks like this elk. And you could just call it like a buck. I mean, this is a deer, but it looks a lot like a doe to me. It looks so much... I mean, it's a doe. It doesn't have antlers. I know that the bucks won't have antlers too after some point throughout the winter, and then they'll start regrowing them again over the summer into the fall. But this just looks like a doe to me, and then a buck. And it's almost like calling her in. Like calling her in. But what sits behind the elk is a wolf. Is it a wolf in sheep's clothing? Or is there some sort of danger present and the buck is trying to call the doe closer away from the danger? This is like a reading all on its own. The buck is trying to show some sort of leadership to the doe. Yin and yang, take it any way you want to take it. Right? There's some sort of energy that either has more capacity to protect. Like if you think of the doe. Okay, I'm just because it's winter time here. I'm imagining this scenario. In the forest, I mean this feels like it. You have three animals that would be in the forest together. The Oakmen are in the forest. A doe. A lot of times the doe will have like a yearling with them. And if the snow is deep, it can be difficult. They don't have antlers. They don't really have the capacity to protect themselves from a wolf or like a pack of wolves. And it's almost like this buck, this elk, is calling in the doe. Either calling the doe into his territory where he can protect the doe, or trying to notify her of some sort of imminent danger or precaution. I need separate tarot cards just for this. Okay, what does this wolf really represent here? Typically, I see this wolf as an alpha. This is the alpha, and it's trying to keep... Okay, that too. It's the alpha. It keeps all... I like to look at it as a bit like emperor energy. It's running the pack, but it runs the pack in a way that is for the highest good of all individuals in the pack, right? Like maybe sometimes it seems kind of bossy because it's asking that if they're, you know, traveling through the forest. If I remember correctly, the weakest are put in the middle. And there's some stronger ones at the front and really strong ones at the back. Like, you know, so, but everybody has a pecking order and everybody's told what to do by this alpha wolf. Like it's a big responsibility. Never letting their guard down. So I'm not sure if it's somehow connected to the personality of the elk, of the buck. Let's see what this wolf represents. What does this wolf energy represent? The Star and the Six of Cups. It's really good energy. Okay, So I feel like the wolf is a connecting part of the personality of the elk. And it's like the emperor, right? To me, it's the leader. It's the alpha. It has a lot of responsibility here. But the wolf represents the star and the Six of Cups. So perhaps this is... I'm just looking at the wolf and thinking, okay, well, that would be dangerous to the deer and the elk. But no, I think... Or perhaps there's a personality to this elk that doesn't seem like it would be protective to the deer, to the doe. But yet with the star and the Six of Cups, it's very protective. Like, this is like a safe haven. I mean, healing. Deep healing here. Six of Cups. This is very protective, almost like a soul. Oh, wow, you know what it's like? It's almost as if, like, let's say this doe. I feel like this is a reading that's going to resonate with hunters and wildlife enthusiasts, and that's it. It's like this doe and her, and then just picturing like the does were, to me, I would think, although you will say too that the males, their energies could be depleted going into the winter, right? Through the rut, like competing with each other and trying to find does to breed with. But so, you know, they could be weak in the winter too, around wolves. But the wolf, I think, is a persona, is an aspect of this elk. It's another aspect of, if it's a person, like Cindy, I don't know an elk. The persona of this person is a lot of leadership here. This is someone with a lot of leadership quality with the elk, and then with the wolf behind it too. It's almost like two aspects of somebody. They have two different aspects in their life here. Personality traits. Maybe one is at home and one is at work. One is with friends and family. One is with work. I don't know. But there's something playing out here. And you picture the doe. Like, it's almost like this elk is calling the doe in. And why, right? Because the wolf keeps the whole, like, the soulmate, Six of Cups. There's a connection to the doe here for the elk to protect. Yeah, you know what? It's almost like the elk is harnessing magic. I mean, we've got the eclipse up there, and he's pulling this in. The doe, though, you know, is all surrounded by all this greenery. All this green energy. So there is abundance around the doe, but it's almost like there's no, like this elk has some sort of magic too with the star. What's this elk got here? What's going on with me? What has this elk got? Because let's not look at this wolf persona. I think this is something that sits in a deeper aspect. Look at, I just said it's like the elk has magic, and the Magician card came out. The Magician card, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this elk has some magic, man. He's got a magic wand. Ace of Wands. It's not rutting season yet, buddy. That's all over. So the deer. What's going on with the deer? This is not how your reading is supposed to go. I have more cards to do. I have a whole set of the deer. What's going on with the deer? That's a lot. Oh, it's so much. No, it's too much. It's too much. What is going on with the deer? Or why? What does the deer have that the elk wants? Everything is a give and take, and there's also the Six of Pentacles here. Like, there's some sort of even give and take here. What does the deer have that the elk wants, beyond the obvious reasons of why an elk would want a deer or a buck? That's so funny. Yeah, pretty much. The Ace of Cups. Like, why would a buck want to go? The Ace of Cups. A new beginning here. A new beginning in love and feelings and emotions. That's what the elk is looking for with it. That's what the deer has to offer. I'm going to stop there. Oh my God. The Two of Cups is at the bottom. The Two of Cups is at the bottom. Okay. This is a totally other reading. I don't know if that was just a private little reading for someone there. I got to move all this up and make room for the actual reading. Oh dear. Wow. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do, knocking everything around here, we're going to find out what you're being asked to release, what you're being asked to embrace. If the buck comes out, you're being asked to embrace. This is very Virgo energy too. This just feels like very kind of Venus-y. Yeah, I don't know. It's very like, I feel like you're the doe in this scenario. So what are you being asked to release? What are you being asked to embrace? Hidden factor that you are unaware of? Energy that's approaching you. It's a deer. It's not the buck, but it is the Daughter of Pentacles. That's your embrace. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I'm telling you, there's a deer. There's another deer trying to call you in. And what are you being asked to embrace? But a deer. Hidden factor that you aren't aware of. It's the Ten of Pentacles. Energy that's approaching you is the Ace of Swords. I'm going to clarify. What, the Four? I don't know what's going on. The Four of Swords is at the bottom. Healing. And it's funny, like I'm not really getting that anywhere in here yet. Like healing, resting. You're being asked to release this at Two of Pentacles. I feel like this energy is the one that's kind of talking to you. It's almost like surpassing the Oakman somehow. I feel like this energy has a close connection with the Oakman because it lives in the forest. It's familiar with the Oakman. It trusts the Oakman trusts it. The Oakman have antlers too, right? Like, you're being asked to either release like... This Two of Pentacles, right? Two of Pentacles is typically about trying to balance different parts of your life. Trying to come to a decision, but you can't because you're not sure how you could fit this into the equation and that into the equation. And how will I do that? I don't know. But because this has a butterfly, I often feel like this is, you know, at a point of some sort of rebirth, coming out of a chrysalis, a cocoon, and hatching forward. But you're held back because of balancing things. I feel like the universe, this elk, is asking you to release some of what you're trying to balance and give yourself a rebirth here. That's what that feels like. What you're being asked to embrace is the Daughter of Pentacles. So it's kind of like the Page of Pentacles. And it's a deer again. It's almost like there's a herd waiting for you because it's another deer. Like it's somehow, these are all related, right? Like they're all of the same kind of family. They're all related. And right, this elk has the wolf. So there's a group, because I associate a group here because this leads the group. This looks after the group. And now you're getting another deer. Like what you're being asked to embrace is almost like some sort of group. And the hidden factor that you are unaware is the Ten of Pentacles. I think of that as a dwelling where many of you dwell. A building where you dwell with others. Abundance, prosperity, stability. There's something trying to call you into this. The Ace of, your energy that's approaching you is the Ace of Swords. It's almost like this too, right? Like, you could just, I almost see like the steam coming out of his mouth. Have you ever seen, like, if you ever watched a video of an elk calling? It's pretty cool. They are really, and then the steam. Let me see if I can get, I'm sorry. I'm just all over the, wait, no, I'm going to go. And that's what, like, the Ace of Swords is some sort of clarity. Oh, yeah, oh, this one looks cool. I think you might see the... Oh, we're going to hear the birds first. like he's waiting for a response, right? Oh, he walked away. That's it. Oh, look, another one is coming. That one has antlers too. It's not going to work out well. So that's what that, like, right, isn't it? Like, that's the position of the head, like a call. There's some sort of coming towards you. The Ace of Swords. I just knocked the deck all over. I'm just a mess this morning. I have an innate ability to be very clumsy, and some days it comes out really strongly. Today is one of them. I'm like, it's bad. So, let's see what we can clarify here. This is turned into like Omaha Kingdom's Wild. What was that called in the old days? Wild Omaha Kingdom or something. Every time I split it, you get into 10 of Pentacles. Oh, alright. Let's see. Let's clarify some of this. This is the Knight of Cups. Yeah, right? Like this buck is like calling in this dough, eh, baby? I can't stop reading this like a doe in the woods and a buck calling. It's funny. You're being asked to release this Two of Pentacles, right? It looks like it's almost like things you're trying to balance in your life that are holding you back from a rebirth. Maybe there's a little element of one of these parts of your life that you can release a tiny bit of so that you can rebirth at this point. Look at that. We got the Four of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Devil. Look at these are the two aspects. Oh, the Four of Swords is at the bottom here, right? I wasn't sure how that was showing up. Okay, so I feel like you've been in a cycle of healing, of resting, recovering the mind, the spirit, perhaps the body. The Seven of Pentacles here, trying to come up with a plan. Like, well, how do we move forward? How do, even once I'm healed, where do I go? What will I do? What am I gonna, you know, what's worked out so far and what hasn't worked out? Maybe, what should I, like, maybe caught between this, because it's like, it feels like it's stopping you from rebirthing, and look at how that's kind of showing up as being caught. The Devil. Kind of caught in these two energies of healing, strategizing, healing, strategizing, healing, strategizing. That sounds very Virgo, actually, yes. Well, yeah, you're being asked to release that. You know, when the time is right. If you feel healed and energized, maybe it's not so much the strategy anymore. The strategy is just moving yourself out of an energy that's very contained. Being asked to embrace. This Daughter of Pentacles is like the Page of Pentacles. It's another deer in the forest. The Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Emperor. See, that's what like this is. Like the Emperor to me. You are, well, you are sexy, Virgo. You are the finest looking doe in the woods. With the Nine of Pentacles, you are fine. And this this buck, it's like, how do I get this doe to come into my territory? It's good stuff here, baby. Is that what that elk was saying? Like, what are they saying? You gotta come over here. You gotta see. I got some good grass over here, man. It's fun. Not that kind of grass. Okay, I heard somebody. Ashitot, you're watching this. I'm doing that. Okay, hidden factors that you were unaware of. The Ten of Pentacles. I feel like I'm getting to know some of you way too well, and I'm mentioning your names. Others are going to get jealous if I don't mention their names. The Nine of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. You're unaware of this. You know what? Yeah, because it seems completely impossible to you. You're completely dumbfounded by the possibility of it. Nine of Cups, but I'm totally trapped and I'm totally confused, so I'm happy, but I really can't see where I'm going. I really don't have any direction. Yeah, that's what that feels like. I'm feeling pretty good, but I have no direction. I don't know where to go or what to do. There's no options, and I'm really confused about the possibilities. So you're unaware that there's something here. Look at this. Oh, look at, see the rainbow, right? You think about the rainbows. You see them in most of the decks with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Well, yeah, the 10 of Cups is the most rainbowish, right? So it's almost like it has a little bit of both these energies, the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, like a really great, happy energy that's also very safe, very abundant on all physical levels. But, and this, look at what you're being asked to embrace is this Page of Pentacles has a rainbow there. Like, sort of like the beginning of this energy. But you're unaware of it. Energy that's approaching you was this Ace of Swords, was the bellowing elk. Bull elk. Yeah, I guess it's a bull. It's not a buck, right? It's a bull. I think the elks are bulls. You have the Star, the Justice card, and the Knight of Swords. Something's going to come in fast here. And it's good. Whatever's coming in fast is going to be good. It's approaching you. It's some sort of clarity, right? It's about the star energy. It might have something to do with this. I think this whole reading has something to do with the energy of this. It's been repeated here in more like Deer energy and then the actual Emperor. And the Star, the Wolf, the Emperor energy had the Star with it. It had the Star and the Six of Cups. My gosh, that's healing. That's healing on a really deep soul level here. And justice, like this is something that's meant to happen. I feel like that with the Justice card, the way everything else is playing out and communicating with the cards. It feels like there's something here that's written in the stars. It's meant to happen. It's going to come in fast. And that's what I got. Here we go. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. I just feel like that's such a metaphoric reading. Like a very metaphorical reading. I'm curious how many of you like are relating to the deer and the bull, the elk. I'm going to move this all down and I'm going to get ready to do your extended and see what goes at the spiders at the bottom. Whoa, and the beaver. Somebody's been working on a web. It's almost like somebody's working on a web. Both these cards I associate with work. I mean, the beaver's a happy, sun up, sun down. Such a happy little guy. Canada's little symbol here, eh? Ooh, our little beaver guy. This little dude, you cannot say, like, this is an engineer. They're like nature's engineers, man. It's absolutely incredible. And they do it in such a way, like, well, man will get mad and say, well, you flooded out that area. But if you look at what beaver do, beaver are fine until we interfere. They create entire new ecosystems and things seem to adjust around them in really beneficial ways. And they create entirely new ecosystems. Creating an entirely new ecosystem. And the spider, right? Like a web. It's like a web. I really feel like someone is trying to draw you in. But you know, their energy is looking really good. It's all really positive. Everything we pulled. The Magician, right? Like I feel like they harness magic somehow. The Ace of Wands. The Six of Pentacles. The Star. The Six of Cups. The Ace of Cups. It's all they're looking for you is the Ace of Cups too. Like they have well, they're looking for both. They have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So the buck wants to, you know, and cuddle at the same time. I'm going to push this all down. I'm going to go. I'm going to go do your extended Virgo. I need to get out of this reading. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.